Let's put the generations together for four quarters one more time. So let's have a game.
Battle of David and Goliath continues. What a battle it is.
Break up the clock! Let's go! Get over there! What are you doing?
A mere nothing short of a miracle will save this game for the small teams in the Midwest region. Boys, up back and allegedly huge them. This incredible Cinderella story just keeps unfolding. It's the new
hello guys. Oh boy. I can already tell this is going to be interesting. So today we're going to take a look at NCAA GameBreaker 2001 for the PS2. That's the front, the back, and it did come with a manual. Now, let's take a look at the back here of this case. Let's see. The only college football game available for the PS2 computer. Yeah, this was because the EA NCAA games, EA didn't release the NCAA football to the 2002 installment. So the 2001 installment of that series was still only on PS1. So this was, for this year, this was the only one on PS2. Here's the other things. Each player is detailed to perfection. 300-pound linemen are monsters. Outside linebackers are technically fast and chiseled to perfection. All these are in details. Game consultation from Heisman Trophy winner Ron Dane, University of Washington head coach Rick Name here. I can't pronounce it. 115 Division 1A teams and stadiums. More than 20 bowl games. A Heisman Trophy exclusive college formations like the wing T and option attack, all comp sports and blue chip recruiting. Keith Jackson calls the games. It is compatible with NFL Game Day 2001 on the PS2. Download your GameBreaker seniors to that. So there you go. If you want your 2001 989 fix, there you go. Alright, so let's look here. Already you can tell that, I will say this game, they pulled no stops for this game. This game looks like it's an update. That's for sure, compared to PS1. Even the intro screen feels a little more polished. Oh yeah, exact fucking same. Oh, look at this. Really? L2's unused now? R2's just the forearm shiver? Did they change on the last one? I don't quite remember. Inverted options. Let's look here. True freshman, we want 3. Still the minute increments. It flows well. I'm kind of surprised how well it flows. Let's look here. Like, literally everything. It's just like updates. Oh! Total Control Arcade. So they took away simulation. That's interesting that they did that. Wait, which one was the default? Arcade, interesting. Arcade's the default. So you got Scrimmage Bowl season, Tournament season. That's interesting because the EA NCAA football games, they had tournament options in the PS1 installments, but they didn't bring them over to the PS2 ones. It's kind of interesting to see that GameBreaker did that, though. Fantasy game, coaching career, scrimmage. Fantasy game, I don't know what that's supposed to be. Scrimmage. Alright, so home away. They have those things. I'm glad they kind of just have the yellow highlight. I didn't mind the Game B stuff, but to be honest, I kind of like that it's a little easier to keep track of that. What's advanced? Oh, wow. So they put it here instead of in the advanced option menu. That's different. And they have it there. Okay, that's different. Alright. Historic teams. They have the historic teams, but I'm not quite sure how many. The back of the game doesn't say, actually. Let's go to Michigan. See how well they are. I mean, they're probably the same rosters. So let's go past Boise State for sure. CMU, my alma mater. Clemson, Colorado. Interesting. Colorado State, Duke. Kentucky. We'll do Kentucky, Michigan. We'll do that. Alright. Oh, wow. They didn't keep, like in the PS1 ones, at least in the last one, I don't know how many of them had it, but you can press, like, square and circle to see more stats. They didn't port those over to this game. It's the basic one, so that's a misfire right there. Kentucky, we'll look at Kentucky first. Quarterback, 22. Don't see that often. He's solid. Running backs suck. Fullbacks suck too. Receivers, not bad. Tight ends are okay. Kicker, punter there. Deep end, he's a stud right there. Look at that, 92. D tackles are average. Linebacking's just there. Corners are meh. Oh, they got great safety though right there. Tackles are not good. Guards not. They have one good guard. Center is not good. So not a great team overall. Has some bright points. Let's go to Michigan here. Michigan, Chad Hine, I assume is still the guy. 80, not much change with him. Still have that 32 senior. Yeah, they have the 32 senior. Stats probably won't change much from installment to installment. Fullbacks, decent. Yeah. Tight end, yeah, 74 for 84. Yeah, the stats they kept the same, it looks like. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Safeties. Do the safeties look worse in this one? I thought they were better in the last one. That's weird. But yeah, that's kind of Orlando. Why do I feel like there's slight differences in this one? I don't know. Maybe they changed how some of the ratings were a little bit because they had to change some things. I don't know. There we go. I don't know why it starts with one and then it goes to the other. It's like a delay in something. I don't know. Well, yeah, those stats. Kicking, Michigan has some advantages here. Yeah, I can't seem to go down with that, so we'll just... There we go. This game runs, for a game released in 2001, it runs eerily super well, to be honest. I got a feeling this one didn't get played as much, and it's weird because on the back of this game, it was sold at Goodwill for, looks like, $1.99, and then at the store I actually bought it, was being sold for $2.99. So this is not, I don't think this is a game that gets played very often. I have noticed a trend with the 989 sports games I play. Whenever they get ported to like the PS2, like the 01s. Ooh. A lot of upgrades here, for sure. You know what? It does look a lot like the Game Day 2001 on PS2. It definitely has that kind of chunky kind of player graphic vibe, but it doesn't look terrible though, you know? It definitely looks much better than the PS1 games. Graphically, it's an update. I mean, in a lot of ways, this almost looks a little better than Game Day 2001, to be honest, but... Oh wow, they even kept the kicking thing. Oh yeah, you can use the sticks too, oh yeah. Huh. Oh wow, they made some changes there. Let's see, we'll do... I feel like, I'm not quite sure, we're gonna keep it safe, we're gonna do like 5-2 I think, 5-2 base. Looks like they're in a running formation too. Oh, maybe they are passing.
On first down, that can have a rack arm, but if he makes good decision,
looks like they might pass. Yeah, they're passing.
The Wolverine lines up in the shotgun. Intended for the wide receiver.
That's weird they changed from total control to arcade. That simulation to arcade. It's kind of weird that they did that. I wonder why.
22, throwing on third down.
Now keep in mind, the last game, the default was true freshman, and this one's the same way, so that'll be an interesting comparison here, compare the two.
Number 14 in the punt.
Oh shit! We got lucky. I pressed the wrong button. Still have decent field position after a kick return.
They better try the middle because after that one it looks like the defense is pretty solid on the perimeter.
So instead of yellow and red, it's green and yellow. I don't mind that. I think that's a good choice.
Number 7 comes to the attack in the third.
So they still kept that.
Number 7 to the sideline for one.
To be honest, the game moves and feels a lot better than Game Day 2001 does on PS2. It feels a lot more... It feels like there's a bit more weight to the players, so it feels a little bit more natural trying to move. It kind of... It's like, the best way to describe it, it's a lot like, 2K a little bit, only not nearly as tight. It still feels loose like an EA game, but you can feel the player motion a little bit too. It does feel like it goes super fast though. Like it's like, look down is it? Okay. Custom is the power eye. I like how custom's just the power eye. So this is a speed.
Backs in the eye. There he goes. If the offense keeps in a run like this, you know what's going to happen. They're going to draw the defense up close. Down the field they go with the long ball. The Wildcats might be coming here. Running back with it. Kentucky showing a 4-minute front. Inside handoff to number 32. You may not want him sitting next to you on a plane, but when you're a running back, the big guys up front are your best friends. Straight ahead.
I love the announcer dude for these games. He does a good job. I kind of wish they gave him someone to work off of though. I felt like that would have been a better thing, right there. 3rd and 4. Should have put on a passing play.
In motion.
Oh wow. Yeah. Good choice. Going out of bounds. Don't want to fumble again.
Number 7 throwing on 1st down.
I feel like my quarterback feels like he goes faster. Oh wow.
Yeah.
I will say right off the bat, I kind of like this more than Game Day 01. It still has the cool college football stuff in it. The cool part about this game is that they put a lot of good stuff into like the next port, and it runs and feels like pretty decent. Like, to be honest, I'm kind of shocked like the difference between the two games. Hey, Game Day 2001 definitely felt like just a simple cut and paste PS1 port, only with better graphics. But somehow the gameplay doesn't feel nearly as challenging or polished. This is different though. I feel like this one feels a little bit more complete. Like, I feel like the AI and stuff was still like everything was more ported over better. And the movement and feel feels a lot more natural. Oh. Yeah, the fluidity of the animations and the movements feel a lot better in this than in Game Day 2001. I almost think, yeah, I do. Until I play that game again, I'm gonna just say that I think this is better than Game Day 01. I don't know why that is. I don't know how this game got better. Is better. I think just the development team for this was just more on their game than the Game Day development team was at the time. What down is it? 3rd and 3. I need like 80 Deacon, yeah. There we go.
The perimeter was well defended. Running back was running nowhere, and if it's possible, he got less than that. Number 14, we'll try to kill it deep.
Alright, I don't know if the speed thing's working or not. I'm not quite sure, because it's not highlighting like it did in the other ones. Shit. Delayed. Fuck. I blew it.
He's looking.
Shit. That was rough. Let's run it. Let's throw them off their game. Fuck. Really?
Offensive line, no push. Defensive
Wow,
middle,
this is gonna be
pass,
really
go to-
tough. Nice. Thanks, 19. Did a good job. Did your part.
He hung in. Got the ball away on time.
Let's just do simple goal line just to throw them off a little bit.
Straight ahead.
God, my...
They didn't fool the defense with that run, and even if they did, nobody bothered to block at the point of attack. He's looking.
Oh, wow. Number 1 helped me a lot with that. Really thread the needle there.
That play surely ends it. Big receivers make big plays.
Convoy toss. Let's try that out. Ooh.
Here's the toss.
Oh, wow. That works freaking fantastic. That worked fantastic. Number 8's doing fantastic for me.
You are going to suffer.
Let's try to draw again. Just for shits and giggles. Wow, they just ate that shit up.
Pretty much like an unpopular boy on a lonesome Friday night. He wants to crank it up.
Shit.
What's it gonna take?
Somebody had their wires crossed here. You don't see a receiver that wide open unless the defense has just simply blown the coverage.
Oh, this sucks.
This attempt from 24 yards. Michigan.
Oh, sweet. You see, I use the analog stick to angle it, and let me tell you something. Using analog stick to angle the kick in the system is a ton better than using the D-pad, in my opinion. But that's just me. Because the analog stick, you can kind of control how much it goes. With D-pad, you kind of, when you press down, it just jumps up. It's so much harder to control that. That's just my opinion, at least. But also keep in mind, if I had practice using that, it'd probably be better, but it is what it is. But yeah, this is really polished. I'm kind of shocked of how well made this port was. Now, granted, it's just a basic PS1 port on PS2. I mean, it doesn't really offer that much differences compared to the PS1 game. In fact, you could argue that the PS1 has some slight additions compared to this one that could be preferable. But unlike Game Day 01, I feel like the gameplay in this feels balanced. I feel like it's more thought out. I feel like it's just better overall. It just feels more completed. Like, the first one felt like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I was playing on too easy of a difficulty. Maybe if I bumped up the difficulty, it would have been better. But I feel like the AI in this, just everything, just feels a little bit more well thought out. Now also keep in mind, compared to like, and yeah, this was the only like college football game this year on the PS2, so that's something to keep in mind. Now granted, I don't know how much that helped with their sales. I mean, it could have been very tempting to like, for people to just still get like the PS1 installment and just play it on their PS2 just to tie themselves over. Let's just run it here. Just give me a... Man.
Almost popped that. Big old defender took his legs away with a sweep of his right arm. Because that's an arm as big as a prelim. He's setting up. The receiver misses.
Oh, wow! They bulldozed over him. They backdropped his ass. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm just gonna say this. I know I said it before, but I'll say it again. This is definitely better than Game Day 2001. That's my opinion. Game Day 2001, I probably should play again in hindsight to kind of get a better idea about it, but I feel like overall, I just feel like this game just has just a better sense of like weight, and I just feel like it's just polished. It just feels so much more polished.
They're showing sound fundamental, old-fashioned stuff. As soon as that ball carrier crosses
Down
the
as a
line of
third and
scrimmage,
12.
the defense
Jeez.
just swarms. He'll break it up.
Wow, jeez.
When a receiver's that open, the DBs start
Fuck.
pointing fingers at one another, and then it's Katie Barr that
I mean, I have the lead. There's no reason to be gambly right now.
Number 45 in the punt. Inside the 10. A great punt.
Oh, wow, the hits are just vicious in this game. It's crazy. Yeah, this one I felt like the player models was a lot more well thought out. I feel like in the game day one, I feel like it just wasn't as well done in that one. I don't know. This is just based on my memory. I could play Game Day 01 again. And I could be like, oh yeah, this is a lot better than I remember. I just remember playing it and just feeling like it felt a little raw, you know? Still like a complete game, but raw nonetheless. Like the defaultness of it felt a little bit too there. And this is playing on the arcade part of it, like the total control part, I don't know what would be different there. Alright, head by 2, scores here. Doing well here.
He's back to pass. 22. Incomplete.
Yeah, nickel just in case. They might run it, but I don't know.
He's setting up.
I got lucky.
Incomplete. Setting up.
Shit.
When somebody doesn't cover somebody they're supposed to be covering, somebody's going to be wide open. That's exactly what happened here. He's looking.
Shit.
Heavy rush.
Damn it.
Number 10, who try the extra point. It's good. Wildcats 7. That was a 7-play, 82-yard drive.
Alright, I just got a ball management.
He hits it deep. Stop at the 28-yard line. The young running back stopped short on the play. Looks like he was able to fall forward, twisting for a couple of yards. Delay to number 30. That young man shows you something. If you're a good defensive
Sorry, call
tackle,
timeouts.
get your penetration, then you have a good time. Disrupt everything.
Turn 5.
Inside the pass.
Nice.
He was man. I remember this quarterback as a highly sought-after high school football recruit. Sometimes that's all bunk. Not here. He's the real deal.
Oh, shit.
Inside handoff.
I got lucky I gained anything out of that. They stacked that shit out of that box.
The last place you want to be is at ground zero. Nice blocking. That's the point of attack.
I wonder if you could do Excel clock still in this. I know in some of the PS1 stuff, the later PS1 game day games I saw, you could, like, do that.
The defense closed down the running lanes very quickly on that play. They got some blue chip. So
That one is a 3rd and 4. Ugh. It's always like doing split back as optional, like, pass formations just because of how friendly they are for passing. I want the wide corner just because my running back's going to be coming out for a route.
Pressure coming.
There we go.
If you're going to settle your quarterback for playing man, you better
Oh well.
defense you can
I could have kept going, but
quarterback.
kept it safe.
Otherwise, all trip home.
Just so that I can...
Straight ahead. The defenders were able to put a hand on everybody up the middle and gave the ball carrier no place to throw it down.
I like the play clock feels smaller, shorter or something, I don't know.
Ahead. When you start letting the offensive linemen push you around like that, 60 minutes is going to feel like 2 weeks.
Shit, are you kidding me?
Great second effort by the back. Gains the length of his body as he pushed off the stack.
That can't be an Excel clock, though. Maybe it is. Maybe it does feel a little faster. I don't know if it's excelling or not. Yep. Alright, we gotta win. Can't argue with that.
The Wolverine.
Number 7, player of the game.
19th Jackson saying so long and thanks for playing GameBreaker 2001.
Look here, 9 out of 10. No passing touchdowns, though. My 32 sucked. Like, he did not do well at all. He did not do well running, I will say that. Well, solid game. NCAA GameBreaker 2001 for the PS2. That exceeded my expectations, to be honest. Now, I'm not going to pretend this is the best game in the world. But I think out of all the 2001s I played on the PS2 of the 99 sports franchises, this might be the best one. And I don't know why that is. I mean, the face-off game was fine. It worked well. I think the biggest difference between the developers, I feel like this developer, when they made their PS2 and stuff, I think they realized that there are certain elements they could port over, but I think I think the problem is the other two ones, they focused on the wrong stuff. They tried too hard to... No, correct myself. They didn't... I don't think they realized how competitive it was going to be coming on PS2. Because I think because being a PS1 brand, like, only... being owned by Sony, being so successful on the PlayStation, I think they kind of took their success for granted, and I think they got comfortable. So when they did their stuff for the PS2, I don't think they realized how competitive it was going to be. I think what helped for this one is the fact that because they were going to be only college football game for this one, I felt like instead of, it's weird because usually they coaxed, but I think what helped was the fact that was that there wasn't any pressure to like deliver, so I think that it allowed them to develop the game at their own pace and not feel like the pressure and crack under it. I feel like Game Day, especially Game Day, Face Off, it's a kind of a toss-up, really, I don't quite remember, but Game Day, I felt like the problem with Game Day, I remember reading about it, they kind of screwed up developing it. They kind of got a little too cocky, and they kind of didn't anticipate EA coming out of the gates being so solid with their Madden game. Because EA they slept through a little bit on the PS1 installments. They did a little bit. And I felt like they woke up after that 989, and 989 kind of went the other route. They kind of fell asleep a little bit. But I think what makes GameBreaker better is I think the team that developed GameBreaker, I don't think they slept. I think they went in business as usual and tried to make a good first game. I felt like all of them tried to do it. I just felt like out of the three, I feel like this one, they realized, unlike the other ones, I felt like they realized that they had to make something that played like perfect from the get-go, that didn't need too much messing around. I feel like the other games could play well if you mess around with them a little bit, like difficulty and stuff, settings, but I feel like this one, you don't really need to do that much. But, I don't know, maybe I need to play Game Day 2001 again. But yeah, this is solid. I'm excited to play the next ones. Now, here's something to keep in mind. 2002 was a big skip year for 999. They did not release like any PS2 installments in 2002. They released some PS1 installments, but they even skipped some franchises in that as well. So there's no GameBreaker 2002. There's a GameBreaker 03 and 04, and we'll cover those two. Those were the final two GameBreaker games made ever. So we're going to cover those two next, and then we'll conclude this whole series. Now, it wasn't a long-living series, but I felt like it did have some meat to it, though. So I'm kind of excited to see what 03 and 04 brings to the table. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. In case you want to chat with me and Mike or anyone else at the Campy Company, you don't want to use the YouTube comment section, we do have a couple options. First one is we have a Discord channel. You can find a link to that in the About page / About section of our channel. We also have a discussion tab on our channel as well. You can access that through a PC or laptop computer. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.